Hey, what's up you guys? It's Cali Plug and this is Cali Plug Topics. Today the topic is about Beaster Buds. Beaster Buds? What the fuck are those? Yeah, you guys, before Cali Plug, before the Jungle Guys, before Cookies, before the Bubbas, there was something called Beaster Buds. And all my old heads and OGs can relate to this because you probably did your fair share of trizapping, trapping with the Beaster Buds. Now, what the fuck are Beaster Buds? Well, Beaster Buds were buds that were commercially grown indoor in British Columbia, Canada. So boom, all the way up in Canada, they were fucking killing it at one point. Early 2000s, the BC bud trade was apparently appraised or valued at $7 billion a year. $7 billion. They flooded the whole country with this shit bud. But I was flipping it, I was smoking it, I was slinging it. I'm not gonna lie. I was a Beaster flipper at one time, and it was flooded all throughout the country. Now, Beaster Buds came from a strain called M39, and these are the genetics behind M39. I don't know what seed bank it came from, but it was like a Northern Light crossed with something else. But there are also other types of Beaster Buds, blueberries, Afghanis, just whatever seeds they can get their hands on. Beaster Buds were grown very quick. They were trimmed immediately, they were wet, they were cured immediately, so every time they transported it, they would vacuum seal it so tight and so wet, the buds would basically harden up inside the vacuum seal packaging. So what would happen is, they would lose the THC contents, and that's when they become Beaster Buds. So you'd have different quality of Beaster Buds. Usually had this kind of Fruity Pebbles taste, earthy smell. People maybe thought it was chronic or kind buds. Kids didn't really know. They just knew it wasn't Arizona brickweed or Mexican swag or whatever the fuck you want to call it, poop swag, Reggie's. They knew it was a step above, you know what I mean? It wasn't all the way crazy hydro exotic at the time, and I'm talking early 2000s, so probably 2000 to 2006 is when the Beaster Rush, we're gonna call it the Beaster Rush, was able to create these billions of dollars, this $1 billion economy. So M39, from what it says on Google, came from an Asian gang, or I don't know, bro. I love my Asians, I love my Bubbas, you guys know that. But this is some Canadian shit from the 2000s, okay? Then they said also the BC bud trade was controlled by some bikers. I don't want to say any biker gangs because they'll probably smoke my ass, but at the same time, they're probably laughing because there's some old ass bikers now. They're like, oh, Cali Plug's talking about Beasters. But there's some rich ass fucking Canadians right now still balling off Beasters. You guys are still balling off Beasters. They probably made fucking billions and billions and billions. They made a killing. So there were a few different entry points where they would smuggle Beasters at from Canada to the US. So we had like probably Washington, they would bring over, boom, Michigan, Detroit, Windsor, Buffalo. There's multiple points of Canada-US borderline, but these were probably the primary points where they would get it to the US and create hubs. That being said, usually would come at 200 pounds. Usually would come at 200 pounds. When it hit the US, the rate was about 3,200 to a custody. If you were a custody buying 1 to 5 pounds, it was about 3,200. If you were more intense in wholesaling, you probably were getting a price around 25 to 2,800. But dude, the operation was crazy, dude. That's just fucking sick, man. Just the price breakdown and how people were just trapping Beasters. Oh my God, it was just, it got everybody started. It got everybody started before the flavors came in, before OG Kush really hit, before Cali Bud started taking over the whole country. Yeah, kids, I'm giving you a history lessons right now. There was the Beaster Buds. So here, you guys, on Google, here's the definition of Beasters. Known as the lows of highs, this type of marijuana is brickweed of Canada. Grown in mass quantities in British Columbia, this marijuana is usually stripped of kief, sprayed with chemicals, thrown into bags, and shipped over to the US, where people can pay up to $40 for a 3.5. This marijuana is not low-grade pot compared to most of the weed going around, though the high may be not as quite as good as some headies, like Sensi Star and Northern Lights. This is fucking hilarious, dude. Hearing the word headies and hearing the word Beasters just brings back so many memories. Just always remember, this was the quickest, wettest, cured weed, just exported, vacuum sealed so tight. This was just the craziest rush, and it's just in history, and it's only right if I bring this to type of history back because it's not documented. Like people, it's just kind of like an urban myth people talk about in the past. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that have had their fun with Beaster Buds and been through all types of situations. So what I want you guys to do right now is drop a comment and hit that subscribe button. And also make sure you turn your notifications on. This episode is a wrap. This episode was all about Beaster Buds. And I have a bunch of stories about Beaster Buds because that's how Cali Plug pretty much came up. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I first got my first pound of weed was Beaster Buds. So a lot of people have this significant, I guess, this touch when it comes to Beasters. And I hope I can touch that point with you guys. So please, any kind of situation and any kind of topic you want to bring up or anything you want to bring up, just drop in the comments. Like I said, this is Cali Plug with Cali Plug Topics. Oh, you guys like the jersey too. Oh yeah, this is a 1-on-1. You guys like the jersey? You know you can get all your gear at caliplug.us, and we're gonna be opening a Melrose clothing store too soon too. So it's gonna be amazing. Also, stay in tune with cbonb.com because cbonb.com is where you get all the exclusive content and access to everything. That's a wrap for the Beaster Buds. I will never smoke Beasters again because they give me a fucking headache, dog. I remember smoking fat ass fucking swishers and just it'd be impossible to break up, and nugs would be just like little chunky nugs. Couldn't even break up in a grinder, dude. I remember this shit. That's it, you guys.